Hello and welcome. My name is Zinzer, and today I'm going to be talking about who I think is going to be on the June Legendary Heroes banner for Fire Emblem Heroes. I did make a video like this last month and managed to get 9 out of 12 correct, so hopefully I can do as well this month, although I am considerably less confident about who I think is going to be on it. I know this is a little early, but the only thing that's really going to be affected by that is I don't know who's going to be on the Deathblow banner that's coming out on Saturday, and I'm doing that since I'm going on vacation. I want to get this video out there and have my opinion be floating around out there, even though I'm not going to be here. So we'll go ahead and get started, go over some of the basic rules, and then we'll go through things. I will say I'm going to do things in a little bit different order than last time. I'm going to do the heroes by group, so legendary, then seasonal, then general summons, rather than doing them by color. So if that really bothers you, I'm sorry, but I think it'll make more sense in the long run. So before we get started, the basic rules of a legendary banner are there going to be 12 heroes, 3 of each color. 4 of them are going to be legendary, 1 in each color. Then they're going to be 4 seasonal in the color distribution of 2110. And then the other 4 slots will be filled by general summons from the 5-star exclusive pool. We had thought that those 5-star exclusive heroes would be coming from the genealogy banner in October forward, and then repeating as needed, particularly in the colorless pool. But then last time they put Sigurd and young Tiki on the banner instead, so clearly it's more of a suggestion than a rule, and we'll see how that plays out this time. So to get us started, we're going to have our red legendary hero is going to be Vanguard Ike. He is back. I think that comes as a surprise to precisely nobody, but he's back, and he's going to be alternating with Ryoma until we can get a new red legendary hero. Next, we're going to have Ephraim, and he is going to be alternating with Fjorm, again, like Ike and Ryoma, until we get a new blue legendary. Probably also not very surprising to anyone. And then we have our green legendary, who's going to be new. We don't know who it's going to be. We do know it is going to be green. They, I think, basically told us that when Lyn came out. So instead of Lyn, it's going to be a new legendary hero. So we don't know who it's going to be. It could be a new original character from Heroes. It might be Hreed. That would be my best guess, because they seem to be pulling legendary heroes, one from each of the games. And so far they've pulled from Ike from Radiant Dawn, Ephraim from Sacred Stones, Lyn from Blazing Blade, Grima from Awakening, and Ryoma from Birthright. I'll qualify that. I don't know if Conquest counts as a separate game or not. It might not. But I have not really played any of the other games. I've played Conquest, if it counts, and I've played the remake of Shadow Dragon, in which they had you kill off your cast to get the Gaiden characters. So I don't remember who's in that because they killed off my cast. I remember Caster and young Tiki and Marth, and that's pretty much it. And I know nobody else remembers Caster, but I do, and I liked him a lot. So I don't think he's going to be the new legendary hero. Goodness no. But I don't know who it's going to be because I don't know who from those games that are remaining they're going to be able to put in a green slot, because none of the lords used axes, with the notable exception of Hector in Binding Blade, but that feels kind of cheap. I don't think they'll do that. So I don't know who it's going to be, but I do think it'll be a lord or villain from one of the games they haven't done yet, or a new heroes character. And then last and least, we have Grima back again for her 4th banner in a row. I am getting really tired of pulling her while I'm trying to pull for our colorless heroes that I really like. So I will be very happy if they manage to replace her with somebody else in July, but that is, so far, we're not totally sure. So it might be colorless, it might not next time, but for now, we have Grima coming back again. So those are the 4 legendary heroes. I don't think there's anything surprising to anyone there. So we're going to move on to our seasonal units, and we're going to pull up the 2 seasonal units that everybody thinks is going to be on here. I completely agree. Winter Tharja and Winter Lissa are almost definitely going to be on this banner. They are the 2 remaining units from the Christmas banner after Chrom and Robin were on the last one. And then they fill out the Christmas banner. We're also, I think, going to get New Year's Camilla, and the 3 of these really come as a unit. I think there's almost no question that all 3 of them are going to be on there. That also conveniently prevents me from having to guess red and guessing completely wrong again, because we have our red slots filled by seasonal heroes. So the reason I think this is because they have never run a newer seasonal banner. They have never finished rerunning a newer seasonal banner when an older seasonal banner still had units to be rerun. So what that means is that they will not run Camilla if they do not also run Tharja and Lissa. So the only way they could run something different is if they run Tharja or Lissa, and then don't run Camilla and don't run the counterpart, in which case they would have to draw from the Valentine's banner, and then due to color distribution, they'd also have to draw from the Fair banner. And I really don't think they want to do that. They'd be running from 4 seasonal banners simultaneously on the next one, and that's just kind of a mess. So I really think that they'll have this instead with Tharja, Lissa, and Camilla. And I know people are very excited about that because there's Bold Fighter, Vengeful Fighter, Close Counter, Candelabra, Red Tome Valor, and Camilla doesn't really have anything exciting, but people are excited about Tharja and Lissa. So after that comes the question, who's going to be the other one? It's going to be somebody from the Love of Bounds banner. And we know because of color distribution that it cannot be Hector or Lolina, which means it will be Lyn or Roy. So I think it's going to be Lyn. She fits with the armor theme that's going on with the Christmas units, right? She has Armor March, which might seem like a little bit of overkill, and I agree with you there, but I have stronger reasons for believing it's not Roy, which is the Deathblow banner. This is going to come up a couple times, but I don't think that they will run a unit that has Deathblow on a legendary banner at the same time that they are running a special skill Deathblow banner. Obviously, Roy is not going to be on the Deathblow banner since he is a seasonal unit, but he doesn't really have outstanding skills. His bow is pretty nice, but there's nothing really special about him as a unit that makes him stand out above other units with Deathblow. So I don't think that they will run him at the same time as a Deathblow skill banner because there's nothing to cause you to want to pull for him instead of those units. So I think they'll run Lyn instead. So I think that these are the 4 seasonal units we're going to be getting rerun on this banner, and honestly, they're all pretty good. So far, the banner is looking to be really good. So the next question I have is a question that everybody who's probably putting this together has, and that is, who on earth are they going to put as the blue unit? And the short answer is, I don't know. So this is a list of our lovely blue units who are 5-star exclusive. And we're going to go through and talk about 2 of them in particular, and then go through and eliminate the ones I don't think are going to be on there. So Ishtar and Female Morgan are the 2 that have been released after our October deadline, who have not yet been on a legendary banner. Ishtar was released less than 2 months ago. She was released on May 10th. That puts her at like a month and 20 days. And Female Morgan, of course, was run on the Stance banner, which was run like a month ago. So both of them have been run in the last 2 months, and that seems to be kind of the cutoff line. They don't like running units on a legendary banner when they have been on a banner in the last 2 months. The last time they did that was on the Female Grima banner. They ran Zelgius. He had been on a different banner. I don't remember which one. I think a movement banner. But he had been on a banner 1 month before that. So that would be our Female Morgan might be on. But honestly, like, Zelgius is in much higher demand than Female Morgan. She is a flying mage. She's currently the only flying mage in the general pool. But given that we have so many seasonal flying mages floating around right now, we have the Brides, we have Minion and Sanaki, and we're getting Tana as soon as that banner is over. Given that we have all of those right now, I don't think that Female Morgan is going to be in extremely high demand. So I don't think they're going to run her on this banner. And Ishtar, they have run units less than 2 months before. They were at least the shortest one being Ira, run on the Fjorm banner, but honestly the Fjorm banner has a lot of contradictions and they were still establishing the rules then, so I'm not really going to count that. The most recent time they did it was when they ran the Seek Child on Ike's banner, but that was also like almost 2 months. He'd almost been out 2 months by the time he was run on that banner. So I think they might do Ishtar, but I want to take a look at all of the units just in case. So first up, I don't think they're going to run Ephraim because he is the legendary hero in blue, and it just seems like overkill to have 2 Ephraims with extremely similar weapons, extremely similar everything. I know they're different movement types, but they're very, very similar units on the same banner. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't think they'll run Brave Lucina either. They've run her on 2 banners already. I feel like they've exhausted her lifetime on that a little bit, and I thought they were going to run Roy last time and they didn't, so I think they're done with Brave Heroes, or with the Choose Your Legends from last year, so I really don't think they're going to run Lucina. Shiro, of course, was on the Stance banner within the last 2 months. He's also already been on a legendary banner, so we're going to cross him off. Hardin was on the legendary banner last month, so that would be way too soon to rerun him. I'm going to cross off I won't cross off Hinoka, but I'm going to cross off Tana, given that she is one of the seasonal units. I know that she's a red flyer with a tome rather than a blue lance flyer, but she's this is the same argument I used for Ninian last month. I really don't think they're going to run Tana and a Tana alt at the same time. I don't know about Nefni, so we're going to move on. I don't think Ninian will be on there, given that she was run for a Tempest Trials and run as a seasonal unit that's ending just tonight. I really don't think Ninian will be there. Lind obviously was run on her Refined banner, is running on her Refined banner right now, so I highly doubt that she will be on there. And then we're going to skip down to Delphia. Delphia is my other Deathblow person. So she has Deathblow. She is also the only 5-star exclusive unit that is not red who has Deathblow, and that seems like a lot of qualifiers, especially since the previous Deathblow banners haven't really cared about whether their units have been 5-star exclusive or not. But we do have quite a few 5-star exclusive units with Deathblow, but we have the Seek Child, we have Sword Reinhardt, we have... I have forgotten who the other ones are, but they're all red with the exception of Delphia. And then, of course, we have the 3- and 4-star Klein, Effie, and Hawkeye. But because they're running the Deathblow banner at the same time as this banner, just like Roy, I do not think that Delphia will be on this banner. I also really don't think that Micaiah or Lute will be on the banner. They have both been on previous legendary banners. And if you look at Sigurd, he was on Gunther's banner. That meant there were 4 banners in between the time he appeared on one and he was rerun on Ryoma's, and neither Lute nor Micaiah have had those 4 banners in between. So here we have 6 units left. We have Azura, Hinoka, Nefni, Ishtar, Olwen, and Female Morgan. I think it's going to be one of these, but I don't know which one, and I don't know what to tell you. So we're going to take a guess. We're going to take the safe guess, go back, and we are going to guess Ishtar. I don't know that it's going to be Ishtar, but I think she's the safest guess, and I think that it would behoove me to put the safest choice on here. I know that it hasn't been 2 months since she's been released, but it's been close, and she is the newest unit who has not been run on a banner, been rerun on a banner yet, and they did do that with the Seek Child back when Ike was having his banner. So I think they might do it with Ishtar. I think that's the best choice, but again, it's like 20-25%, like a little more than even split, so I'm not sure. So moving on to green, we have our question of who's going to be the green unit, and everybody is jumping up and down because the 3 green units, well, the 2 green units that everybody wants it to be are either Myr or Male Grima, and I'm going to tell you, if you are hoping for Male Grima, you are going to be very disappointed. There is no way they are going to run 2 Vengeful Fighter units on the same banner with a Bold Fighter and an Armor March. There is simply no way they're going to run Male Grima. So everyone thinks it's going to be Myr, right? Well, I don't think it's going to be Myr. I think it's going to be Rajat. Rajat does fall after that October timeline that I've set. She has not been run on a banner yet. She was not really released on a banner with other new units. She was put up on a banner with other old units. She's a little weird in that regard, but she hasn't been run on a legendary banner yet. In fact, she's only been run on a cavalry banner, or an anti-cavalry banner, since she was released. The biggest reason I'm putting her on over Myr is because Myr is an absolutely fantastic unit. I think pretty much everyone agrees on this. I think she has the highest BST of any unit that's not armored. And they'll want you to pull green even when green isn't really good. And obviously, Lissa is really good. They've also got the new legendary hero who we assume is going to be really good, and even if they're not, people are probably going to pull for them just because they're the new legendary hero. So I don't think that they will put Myr on a color that's already that stacked. I think they'll put Rajat. And my main character is Rajat. I got her really early, just randomly off of Greenstone. And I really like her. I think she's a Reinhardt check. She's a good cavalry, anti-cavalry unit. She's not bad. She's just not as good as Myr. So I think she'll be on there instead of Myr, again, because Myr would be overstacking the color, and because Rajat is actually the next unit in line from green who has not been run. She is older than Myr, so that's why I think it's going to be her. So moving on to colorless, we have Elise. Unfortunately, I'm like 99% sure Elise is going to be on here, and it makes me really sad because I really want her, but I really don't want any more Grimas. So Elise is next in the color rotation, or in the colorless rotation, after Innis. She was on the same banner as Innis when they were originally released on Gunther's banner for the Legendary go-round. And Innis was on the last one, so Elise is going to be on this one. It is her turn. So the next one is a little bit more of a question, because Hinoka is now officially old enough to be part of a banner. She is over 2 months old. That comes with the complication that Hinoka has Luna, and for some reason, and I have no idea why they're doing this, it's made me very sad, they're running a Luna banner at the same time that they're running the Legendary banner. There are only 3 5-star exclusive units that have Luna as their final skill. We are not going to talk about Zelgius and Black Knight who have Black Luna, and we're not going to talk about any of the Ether users who have Luna as the lead up to Ether. So there are only 3 that have Luna, and it's Hinoka and Mia and Fallen Celica. Then of course there is Frederick and Katria who also have it at 4-star, but they might be run, they might not. But the point is, she has a decent probability of being on that banner. And if they put her on that one, they're not going to run her on the Legendary banner. They have only once ended up with a person on the Legendary banner being run somewhere else at the same time, and that was on Fjorm's banner. Brave Lynn was on 2 banners at the same time. And Brave Lynn seems to be the exception to everything, so we're not going to count that as something that can happen again. So I don't think Hinoka is going to be on this banner because of the Luna banner that's coming out. I think there's a higher probability of her being on the Luna banner than on this one. So then, of course, the question is, if it's not her, who's it going to be? The next 2 in line from the Ike banner are Faye and Takumi. And I don't think it's really a question there. Faye was first on the list. Also, Faye doesn't have close counter. I really don't think they would run both of their close counter units on the same banner, and as you might notice, Winter Tharja is on this banner. She has close counter. So I think it's almost definitely, it'll be Faye over Takumi, and if it's not Faye, it's going to be Hinoka. I'm close to 50-50 on that, but I really do think Faye is the better choice for that one. So there you have it. That is my Legendary banner predictions. We'll see how many I get right, and hopefully most of them are right. Hopefully it'll give you some idea of whether or not you want to save your orbs in the upcoming seasonal and Deathblow banners. So good luck on your pulling, and let me know if you think I did anything completely wrong. Let me know what your predictions are. I would be really excited to see who and why you chose a person to go in the other blue slot, and I'd like to know what your opinion on Faye and Hinoka is as well. So I will see you next time, and have a good time pulling on this banner.